one of the world's big mysteries. How will we know what really happens when Trump and Putin get together? Right now, hundreds of journalists are descending on Helsinki. 1,500 reporters from 61 countries have applied for credentials to cover the U.S.-Russia meeting. But they're going to have very little access to the key events. Putin and Trump plan to meet for a private, one-on-one conversation before official talks begin. No aides, no note-takers. So we'll never really know what is said. Because, really, can we trust either man? No, we can't. In the past, the U.S. president's words have projected power and shaped global decisions. What the president said meant something. It meant a lot. But not now, not anymore. What President Trump says is so frequently false or nonsensical that his words don't have the same meaning, the same power, the same impact as past presidents. It's a shame, but it's true. Trump simply cannot be trusted. He has proven this himself time and time again. It's his own lies and his own contradictions that have proven it. And that is why this is a profound test for journalists. How do you cover a person who twists truth like it's a game? Just saying, oh, well, the president said, that is not sufficient anymore, if it ever was. This week we learned that he called for the Mueller probe of Russian interference a witch hunt. He called it a witch hunt again, even after learning about the newest indictments. So he knew the truth before the rest of us, but he still lied. Of course, not all lies are created equal. Some of his fabrications are pretty big, like saying that America's GDP has doubled during his time in office.
In fact, the GDP since I've taken over has doubled and tripled.
In 2016, the GDP was 18.6 trillion. In 2017, it was 19.4 trillion. Clearly not doubled. Now, obviously, other fabrications by the president are smaller. On Thursday, he took a question from a CNN reporter. Then on Friday, he said this.
CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real network.
Even the small lies confirm that Trump cannot be trusted. Merely repeating what he says or taking his word for it just makes a bad situation worse. Look, obviously all presidents spin, but Trump's deceptions are different both in volume and in degree.
He's fine.
That's what's different now.
Fine with people.
And that's one of the reasons why covering this European trip is so challenging. Usually the truth comes out, but it might not this time. Not when Trump and Putin meet privately. Of course, nature and the media both abhor a vacuum. So the unknowns are going to be filled up by Trump partisans who will proclaim him to be a strong leader, improving the U.S.-Russia relationship. At the same time, Trump opponents will speculate that he's really a Russian agent, having a meeting with his handler, betraying America. The divide is that stark. So with that in mind, how in the world should the press corps cover this Helsinki meeting? Let's talk about it with Carl Bernstein, the Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and CNN political analyst, Sam Vinograd, national security analyst here at CNN, and New York Magazine's Jonathan Chait. A lot to break down here. You know, Carl, I was thinking if Trump's words were currency, we'd be saying it's been devalued, worth almost nothing at this point. So what should journalists do when he comes out after the Putin meeting and declares victory or something?
Let me tell you, this is a very porous White House. There have been great reporting that's been done out of this White House. And I think we just have to keep going on with that, not with hyperbole, but we do have to assume that what we saw from Rod Rosenstein on Friday is very much part of the dynamic of Helsinki, and that indeed the president's object has been throughout to make this appear as a witch hunt. It is now demonstrable for all to see. This is not a witch hunt, and if he tries to use Helsinki with Putin to once again claim that this is a witch hunt, as we heard you in that setup, the idea somehow that the press or that the investigators are responsible for the horrors of undermining our elections, a way that has been shown definitively in what Rod Rosenstein laid out on Friday, that's part of the story. So we've got a huge amount of reporting to do. I don't think we need to be pejorative.